Released in the summer of 2022, the Shadow Rider Calyrex League Battle Deck is one of the best decks, at least it was one of the best League Battle decks the Pokemon Company has ever made. Now, at the time they released it, Shadow Rider was kind of on the outskirts of the meta, but it's kind of weaseled its way back in with a bunch of different builds and rogue decks and different ideas. And in the post-rotation world of Japan, we've gotten a glimpse of what Shadow Rider Calyrex could be going forward. And it looks like Shadow Rider Calyrex post-rotation might be a problem. So today, let's talk about how we can upgrade the Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX deck, the League Battle deck in particular, to be competitively viable post-rotation. I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX in particular within the context of the League Battle deck. Now, the League Battle deck is actually not hit as bad as Ice Rider. With Ice Rider, like half the deck goes away. And with Shadow Rider, I think all the Pokemon here are Regulation Mark E. So here in the bottom left corner, you can see the marking here. All of these are Regulation E and up. So the core of the deck is going to stay intact. We will be losing Evolution Incense. We will be losing Quick Ball. And we will be losing Ordinary Rod and Marnie for that matter. Oh, and Air Balloon. So we're definitely losing some stuff. It's not nearly as bad as losses for the Ice Rider deck, but the core of this deck is still pretty good. Like, I would say if you're looking to pick up a League Battle deck, this one is a little easier to modify post-rotation than the Ice Rider deck. And with that in mind, let's go and look at some deck lists from Japan to see what's happening with Shadow Rider Calyrex. And again, I'm pulling these off of the site or the Twitter account Pokeka Recipe, which posts a lot of the tournament results in Japan, and we had an opportunity to see what's happening out there where the meta has already changed because they have gone through post-rotation, and Shadow Rider Calyrex has popped up in the top 4 in a number of these tournaments. So let's go and look at some lists. This first one is interesting to me. It's got the 4/4 Shadow Rider, the Espeon, of course, to stop stuff like the Amazing Rare Eviltal and the Sableye shots and stuff. But the most intriguing card here is this Klefki, which is a card that stops abilities on basic Pokemon. If you're playing against Lost Box, I can imagine the use case here. You start with the Klefki, you get your board set up, and you stop your opponent from being able to function, at least for a turn or two, while the Klefkis are out. And then when you're ready, you've accelerated a whole bunch of energy with the Shadow Riders, you go in with the Shadow Rider, and you smash. The interesting thing to me about this deck is also the placement of Mew V here. I'm not 100% sure on why Mew V is here, like with no Mew V Max and no Genesect or anything like that. My thinking is, like, 1, it could act as a free pivot. 2, it's got Psychic Leap, and with the format being such that we're going to start seeing like smaller Pokemon like this Klefki here, there's an opportunity for Shadow Rider to accelerate a Mew V, and then for Mew V to like use Psychic Leap, attack, take a single prize, and then shuffle that plus the energy back into the deck for a cheeky single prize knockout. I don't actually know if that's how this is played, but that is my best guess. If you've got a guess for how or understand how the Mew V works within the context of this deck, let me know. But otherwise, we've got like pretty much a pretty straightforward Shadow Rider list here with 4 Battle VIP Pass. Okay, that's not quite standard. Your Fog Crystals, your 4 Sealstone, Professor's Research, Judge, Roxanne, like this. And then we've got the this is an interesting one. We've got the Beach Court. I think it's called Beach Court, which like lowers your retreat cost by 1, which then brings Shadow Rider's retreat cost by 1 and makes it easier to retreat, go into a fresh Shadow Rider, and to continue to attack. So this is like kind of the one way to do it, with the Klefki to stall for time. Also, yes, I see now that with the Beach Court Stadium, that makes the Klefki's retreat 0, which then makes it a free retreat that you can go into the Shadow Rider and pop off. We also have seen Shadow Rider with Arceus performing in Japan. Here we've got a 2/2 line of Arceus with the 4/4 Shadow Rider, and of course the Espeon to prevent the shenanigans from Yveltal and Sableye. So you're going to want to start the game with Arceus, power up the Shadow Rider, and then use that time to then power up your other Shadow Riders for massive one-hit KOs on Vs and V-Stars, V-Maxes, and now EX Pokemon. And otherwise, this all looks pretty similar. Nest Ball is new. We do have one Skaters Park, which is interesting. Yeah, we got the Skaters Park plus the Cheryl play. We have covered that particular combo in the past where you retreat with the Shadow Rider VMAX, you put 2 energy back in your hand, you heal with the Cheryl, and then you can reattach the energy with the Shadow Riders, which is a really nifty play and helps you tank more tank hits with an otherwise the liability of the 3-prize Shadow Rider Calyrex. Interesting one. And then one more. This one is probably the most intriguing to me. The moment I saw this Gardevoir EX, I was like, this has to go in Shadow Rider. So we've got a build of Shadow Rider with Gardevoir EX. Still, this general idea is you want to get as many Shadow Riders on the board and attach energy through Underworld Door. But at the same time, you're also milling through your deck with the Kirlia. You might use the Buddy Catch Gallade to get a supporter card of your choice, and then using Gardevoir to quickly accelerate energy. Again, its ability lets you accelerate from the discard pile to a Pokemon of your choice, but they take 20 damage for each Pokemon or for each energy you attach. So this gives you the potential to, if you throw all your energy in the discard, at the end of the game, you could just like load up a Shadow Rider with 1 billion energy and one-shot anything in the game, which is very tantalizing. This one also has the Klefki in here as well to stall for time while you get set up. We also have an Arven here, which is a new card, and that one lets you grab 1 item card and 1 tool card. Keep in mind, post-rotation, tool cards are no longer a subclass of item cards. Tool cards are a separate class in and of themselves. So a card like Arven is going to be handy in that it will let you grab stuff like the Leafy Camo Poncho or the Forest Seal Stone in this deck. So there are, oh man, my voice is cracking, puberty. Those are 3 different archetypes for Shadow Rider Calyrex V-Star or VMAX that we've seen so far out of Japan, and it's pretty promising. I'm looking forward to seeing what Shadow Rider Calyrex can do in a post-rotation world. We have not seen the Eternatus show up in the Shadow Rider list, and I'm actually not surprised by that. I love Radiant Eternatus and Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX. However, in a world where we don't have Quick Ball, it's going to be really hard to reliably get Eternatus VMAX on the board, which is why I can see Eternatus VMAX not really factor into any of these lists. Regardless, it looks like Shadow Rider's got some options. That being said, regardless of which way you plan on tricking out your Shadow Rider deck, whether it's with the Gardevoir line, with an Arceus line, or straight up here, this is probably, if you've already got a Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX League Battle deck, this is probably the easiest one to build because it's mostly trainer cards and yeah, maybe the Espeon and just like a couple of Klefkis, which I don't think are going to be particularly rare. The hardest one to build, probably the Gardevoir. The Gardevoir EX is probably going to be a tougher pull. And then Arceus, also high value, but like we've also had a year to get these cards, so it might not be too bad to build this particular version out. But what say you? What are your thoughts on post-rotation Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX? Are these going to be something you're going to upgrade your League Battle deck to? Or if you just got Shadow Rider, are you going to be trying these out? I will definitely try out all of these post-rotation when we get the opportunity to, and I'll let you know what my favorite is of the bunch. But for the time being, I have to get going. Twitch, you guys stay here. But for all the YouTube fam, we got to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. Some quick plugs before we go. You can find me on all the things, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at In Third Person. You can find me on Twitch at In Third Person, where we stream the Pokemon trading card game every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, like we are right now. Yeah, you should come hang out with us. And last but not least, check out the website, inthirdperson.com, for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. Later. Where's my outro screen? There it is. All right. Bye, everybody.